Former Ekurhuleni Metro Deputy Police Chief Revo Spies is expected to continue testifying today at the Madlanga Commission in Pretoria. Yesterday, he testified about how then City Manager Imogen Mashazi refused to provide him with security after his life was threatened. Spies testified how a threat assessment report conducted by the State Security Agency confirmed that Acting Police Chief Julius Mkhwanazi and his officers were plotting to hire hitmen to kill him. His testimony corroborates that of suspended Police Chief Jabulani Mapiyeye, who testified about the threats he received when he called for an internal disciplinary hearing into Brigadier Mkhwanazi. Well, let's cross over to Sakina and reporter Canny Maphanga in Pretoria for an update on this. Sakina?
Well, thanks, Leanne. And I segue into, some of the detail that we heard from the former Deputy Chief at Ekurhuleni Metro Police and of course, Spies there, going into quite serious detail, Canny, the death threats against him, but also, just how there were things that were happening where it almost got to a point where there were memorandums that were being drawn up that actually almost abdicated responsibility from EMPD and made some of these private security entities almost the de facto crime-fighting units in Ekurhuleni.
Indeed, and the sense we're getting about the EMPD testimony is that it went beyond this terms of reference of the alleged benefit or the extent to which criminal cartels have allegedly infiltrated the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. It actually went beyond that and now speaks to the personal interests of alleged rogue cops within the EMPD, because what we were seeing or hearing about went way beyond the alleged criminal cartels. We're talking about a crime that maybe you and I would view as, to some extent, quite petty. I mean, hijacking of trucks, leaving the freight behind and handing back the front of the truck, going into a particular residence for the purposes of copper cable theft, allegedly, all under the guise of these legitimate operations, because we see them at all times in the CCTV footage. They are dressed in their EMPD attire, they're easily identifiable, and they purport to be carrying out legitimate operations. However, the sense that we get afterwards is that this is all alleged lawlessness and alleged criminality within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. So this speaks to a much bigger problem that you have in the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department, which I'm sure could possibly extend to other units within law enforcement agencies in the criminal justice system, because it seems to be this culture that is being highlighted here that goes beyond the critical question that is before the Madlanga Commission and the alleged cartel that is centered in it. But now we're seeing that we're going far beyond that scope, and we're hearing quite shocking allegations of criminality from individuals that are expected to protect the communities that they serve and to uphold the rule of law. But here we're seeing personal interest. We saw that Spies discussed that they were attempting to do lifestyle audits. However, that process didn't completely take place. And he's obviously suggesting that a lot of this is just geared towards corruption. It's about alleged greed, alleged corruption. It's not in the best interests of the nation or the communities that they serve. And it went beyond this allegation about these criminal syndicates. But again, another theme being raised by Spies is that even if you do, as a quote-unquote good cop, try to raise the alarm, or as a good citizen try to raise the alarm, there are consequences. Because we know with Yaku Hanekom, the witness that released the CCTV footage to EMPD to show them this is what they were doing at the Mayerton residence. That's where the alleged copper cable theft incident took place. What happened there is that he lost his life, sadly, thereafter. And here you have Spies and Mapiyeye stating that they too were threatened with their names going to alleged hitmen, and they were threatened with their lives for the kind of interventions that they tried to pursue in the face of all this alleged illegality within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. So, I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. It seems to be a systemic issue, and one's not really sure how the Madlanga Commission is going to recommend how to repair an institution like that of the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department in the face of the allegations that we're hearing, and how do you even start to root out that kind of a systemic foundation that has been laid for alleged criminality?
And I guess what Canny, has just highlighted for us, just a snapshot of some of the evidence that was laid yesterday by Spies, but also speaks to the overreach, moving from Ekurhuleni to Meyerton, which was outside of the jurisdiction of the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. But they went there. Someone was killed as a result of that. And also just the greater infiltration, and also Spies talking about, for example, someone was now retired and emigrated to Australia, and how the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department seemed to have outsourced, for lack of a better term, their responsibilities to the Matlala security, private security services and others for looking after the mayor, for example, and him saying that he would never subject his principal to that. But this is what seems to have gone down at Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. So, Leanne, with that, it's back to you in studio.
Yeah, it's almost insane to believe what we're hearing. It really is. Sakina, thank you. Canny, thank you as well for that comprehensive update from the Commission.